Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You're live on Quad V. The MSI Beat It Finals 2010 from Beijing are live. We're on to map 3 of fnatic versus EG. If you're just joining us, EG have won Dust 2. It was a real powerful performance from them, and they had their opportunities on Nuke. They just didn't take them, and now they will have to come back on Train, a map that fnatic know very, very well. We are underway. I am joined by Irakanji, the artist formerly known as Complexity Irakanji. We'll get his thoughts in just a moment as Fraud opens up the fragging. EG have got the CT side, and Fraud and Storm will claim themselves 2 frags to kick this one off. And fnatic are going to push around to the back of the bomb train, going to get that bomb down, but will die straight afterwards. Irakanji, your thoughts on this game thus far?
It's been a back and forth battle, both maps to start with. Good pistol run there from EG. Picked them off all the way around. fnatic did manage to get the bomb down, to put a little bit of money in the bank. I don't expect we'll see a buy around here. It's pretty hard to win 4 spies on Train, but it's always possible.
Now, how do you think the mental toll will take on this one? Because EG have got to be thinking, that was ours to lose and we lost it.
Yeah, I would imagine had they lost this first pistol and been forced to save a few times, it would have been pretty tough. But having won that pistol, you have to imagine they can put the first few maps, or at least the last map behind them, and then focus on the task at hand, which is just winning 1 map. That's all it takes to win the whole championship, 1 map. And they know they can do it. They've done it before versus fnatic, and they're very strong on Train. So I would expect to see them put up at least a great fight here in this 3rd and final map.
The interesting thing from that new game, and Dust as well, there was no cheap rounds. You know, many times you'll just see eco rounds which are rushed. There was not one of those. So many forced buys, so many situations where either side were made to work for their money.
Yeah, really no mistakes from either side. We had really good, hard-fought rounds. A lot of 2v2s, 1v1s, 1v2s, things like that, which just show that both teams are in top form right now, playing pretty much to their potential. And they appear to be pretty evenly matched. I would expect right now, with fnatic getting the bomb down the first 2 rounds, we'll see a buy, as we do. Okay spawns for them if they want to try an outer rush, which it looks like they may attempt to do here. The Force leading the way through mid. Not a good smoke from him, though.
Here we go. It will be push coming forward from Forest. Through a spot above, the Khan makes his way forward. It's going to be nothing to push up to the top, and Forest is going to fire down towards the Z hallways, but couldn't quite claim a frag. Looks so good for them now, is good for nothing. Will push forward, and EG are racking up frag after frag. Get right hops from train to train like a ballerina as he makes his way through CT spawn. The last man standing against 3. 67 points of health. Can he pull it off?
It's really in a tough situation here against these 3 EG members lying in wait. I'm sure we'll have one guy at EG somewhere near Ivy where the bomb is down. Gerrit takes a few shots to the side here, tries to find the incoming bullets where they're at. Player's positioned, down to 8 HP now. Really in a tough situation. Not much he can do. No way for him to win the round. It's going to be a matter of time until EG spots and takes him out, I think.
Yeah, we saw fnatic play really, really well on Train yesterday. But you feel that EG have got their strengths on this as well?
Yeah, I think it's a very good map for EG. Fraud Zop can be devastating. He'll usually be located in the Z hallways, spotting towards mid, rotating to inner if needed. And we'll see that rush we saw from fnatic's one that they run a lot. They send 4 guys outside with Get Right flanking inner, pretty much picking up a sheer frag inner with the rotator. Just weren't able to do enough outside to pick off the EG players that time. Looks like another save for fnatic outside.
Nothing picks himself up 2 frags there. DSN going to go for it. Good for nothing. And EG just swash away that fnatic side. And the difference here is these were very, very clean frags from EG.
Yeah, outside of Nuke, I would say this is one of the hardest maps to eco on if you're on the T side. Really hard to get the bomb down. Really hard to even get a kill. It's all long range. And EG showed that, I'm not going to give him a chance there.
Lupus will push forward as Get Right gets himself the frag onto Storm there, and fnatic dance across to try and take control of this B train yard. Looks like they've done exactly that. fnatic do have 3 frags, and EG are going to lose their first round. It'll go to 4-1.
Yeah, you can definitely see that Lurvis has watched a few demos on this map. He saw Get Right get that first pick outer. He heard the rush comms from his teammates, and he knew instantly there were no flankers in her. Nobody was coming. So he's done his homework. I think EG's going to have a good chance on this match. A tough round for them, but that's just fnatic being fnatic, taking out her pretty much with ease.
Yeah, well, as Frod picks up that AWP shot, EG will make their way on with it. AWP lined up from Frod, looks his way underneath the train yard. Storm and Good For Nothing claim themselves 3 frags between them for EG, and fnatic, though making it expensive with some good fragging from Gux, are surely going to fall by the wayside in this one. EG spam out trying to find Gux, but they are not going to be able to do it.
And we got Gux posted up in kind of a dark spot here, seeing if you can see anybody in the backside. He caught a peek at one CT moving back there. It's really a tough shot to hit. Almost impossible to get the one shot, aka headshot, from this distance. But as we saw, once again, Fraud in the Z hallways, picking up that first entry, which was extremely huge. Nothing finishes Gux here with a headshot, long range for the M4. And yeah, fnatic could be in some money problems here. And leading into this 7th round, you got to feel momentum's on EG's side. Only one strat from fnatic has worked so far, and the rest, like you said, were just complete domination from EG, locking down the outer bomb site. I'd like to see fnatic at least test inner. They've gone inner, or excuse me, outer, I think 6 out of 6 rounds so far, including Eco. So they've got to put some pressure in her, make Lurpus work for it, I would say.
Here we go. Fraud makes fnatic players sweat with his AWP skills, but Storm hopping out finds himself that next frag onto Gux, and fnatic are going to fall by the wayside in this one. It's Khan left standing. EG don't look like they're going to get themselves, do look like they're going to get themselves their 6th round. And Lurpus finishes it off. So 6-1, if you were EG and you had 7 rounds down, you'd be very happy with this score.
Definitely. 6-1's not too bad against fnatic. EG's obviously happy with the start. And they got an Eco here to once again take out the fnatic players, I would say. Really didn't like that strat from fnatic there. They went down lower without any smokes. And I think everybody and his grandmother knows that Fraud ops in her, so not really too much of a problem there for Fraud to pick off the incoming suite as he just ran down lower ramp without any nade support.
Eco round 4 fnatic. And they will push inside to that inner side. Let's see if I can find Lurpus, who is going to be the man to greet them with open arms into this A train yard. He spies the first legs and retreats. He knows he has incoming. Guess who's coming to dinner? Opens up the shooting, but can't get himself the frag. He's got Fraud to his right to help him out. And Fraud does land himself 2 frags and the 3rd. 1 man left standing. He's going for Fraud. He's not going to get him because Lurpus helps him out. 5 unanswered frags, and that's 10 frags for only 1 in return in the past 2 rounds.
Yeah, fnatic's got to make their stand now. You don't want to get too far down. It is obviously very CT-sided. A good T-side is usually 5-6 rounds. But at this point, I think fnatic's looking to salvage 3 or 4, if possible, in these final 7 rounds to make at least a decent half and give them a good chance going into the second half of play.
fnatic, as we saw yesterday against Lions, do have a beastly CT side.
Yeah, they run a double op setup, which can be pretty devastating. But it's not going to help them, you know, if they get down 13-2, 12-3 right now. It's going to be even too tough for them to overcome, I would predict.
Here we go with Forest.
Don't think we've seen an op from DSN yet, which is something that could counter Fraud's op and Z. I would assume that they forced EG right now as they rotate around to play 2 inner, which could open up the outside bomb site, as fnatic looks like they're going to take the bomb out Ivy.
Nothing opens up the fragging with one onto Gux. They've lost Forest as well, and Nothing is on a rampage with 3 more, and he and Storm this time share the 5 frags, and that is now 15 frags with only 1 in reply, and fnatic are hurting.
Yeah, great play from Jordan there at Ivy. I'm not sure exactly why fnatic went out without any nades. Pretty much just a duck shoot for Jordan as they came out there. And Get Right missed his spray again. He's had a tough couple maps. Definitely been, excuse me, the weakest link for fnatic so far. He's going to have to pick it up. He's usually one of their best players, so if they want to win, they're going to need him definitely to top the scoreboard at time.
Nothing gets 1, but loses out to Get Right this time. Fraud and Storm, OL claim 3 frags between them with the help of Good for Nothing, and Storm has done the job once more. And this is going from bad to worse for fnatic.
Yeah, they just can't seem to figure out exactly how EG's playing. These rushes that they're running really aren't working because EG's basically playing 4-outer at the start of every single round. fnatic's just running into the nades, into the spray, and it's really not serving them any good just running out and dying. I would like to see them at least do some sort of fakes to enter, at least force Fraud to, you know, be challenged with his op by DSN if possible. Basically, he's just sitting back shooting anything that moves, and for a great player like Fraud, it's really pretty simple.
Nothing and Good for Nothing get 3 frags. Oh, make that 4 and 5, and that's another round gone. And fnatic falling by the wayside with 4 rounds left to go.
Yeah, EG's punishing them at this point. They've got to find an answer, though. It's got to be in these next 4 rounds. They're going to need to at least get 3, in my opinion, to give themselves a shot coming into second half.
And what is going to change for you? How are they going to get 3 out of 4 when they can't get 3 out of 11?
I think they drop DSN and op, and I think they might try to slow it down here a little bit. Actually, I'm incorrect. They can go out quickly, so we'll see what DSN can do. Does have the op. Picks up GFN early here.
And he's down by Fraud, and could be an expensive mistake here because EG have followed up with more frags from Nothing and Storm, and there's Nothing taking his own life this time. Pressure just got to him as Get Right hops across towards the back of that train, and that self-kill has opened this game up for fnatic now. Nothing says it was terrifying. As he makes his way in, is going nowhere though as Fraud picks it up, and fnatic 11-1 now, 3 rounds to go, and it's got to be hurting for them.
Yeah, they tried a plethora of different strats, and really Nothing has even given them a chance here. These rounds aren't even close for the most part. It's mostly EG just completely dominating, only losing 1 to 2 men max in the process of winning these rounds. Money's no problem for EG, confidence is no problem for EG, and right now everything that they're trying is working. Rotating Danny's op around, getting quick picks is how you win, I think, and Fraud's or EG's catching them off guard at every single point.
When was the last time you saw Fraud this free?
I tell you, he's almost playing like doesn't have a care in the world, and anytime an opera plays like that, especially an opera along the lines of Fraud, a Markaloff, a Fallen, players like this, you know, it's so devastating to the other side. You can see the fnatic players won't even challenge inner; they're just kind of huddled up in white halls, almost afraid to peek inner. So it's basically locked down by 1 player, and that leaves the other 4 to just pick off the fnatic players wherever they go. I don't see how fnatic can win this round.
Got to find a way. They've got to end the madness. Forest will nade in, see what that does to Lurpus, who will counter nade, but Forest quickly goes down low. They're going to try the outside site. Nothing will take his place on the bird cage. DSN does get that first frag onto Good for Nothing, but there they go looking for Nothing, who's low on health now. He's got to quickly deliver as he dances, finds an awesome shot onto Khan. Lovely little stroked headshot before fnatic get 3 of their own. And you were saying they couldn't find a way, you couldn't see a way for them to win this round. Well, now Fraud, oh, yes please, is going to get himself that 1 frag before going down. We're at 11-2 with 2 rounds left to go here. EG find themselves with their first question being asked of them, but if they win this, they will win the last round because fnatic will have no money.
Yeah, what a round by Jordan there. He got caught in tower, but flew off onto back 6, killed the bomber, and then did also a little bit of damage to Forest. fnatic was too good there, and they need to get at least one of these last 2. in my opinion, to have a chance in the next half.
On board with Fraud as he's like to see action with his AWP. DSN Zorp has dropped Storm. DSN again. He's only landing that one frag before going down with that AWP for the second time in a row. Lupus has got one before being picked off himself, and now Fraud looks in at the A train yard and that back of that bomb site, rattles off an AWP shot to, state his intentions, but Get Right has picked off nothing, and that's fnatic getting another round, and having had 12 rounds of utter pain for fnatic, now the scoreline looks all right. Now they've got something to play with in that second half, and you can forget all of the pain.
Yeah, they're feeling better. If they can pick up this last round, I think EG's going to feel like the first half was almost a missed opportunity. It's not really a smart play from DSM right there, in my opinion. What they were doing was working. No real reason to challenge a 1v1 op there. And Fraud plants him quickly with an op headshot.
Good for Nothing follows up. Khan gets one back, but Fraud has been fantastic with that AWP. And say that he dies, but didn't stand a chance against Forest there. Forest, though, will fall and die. Falling into the top train is painful, ladies and gentlemen, and Storm gets himself one more. It's 12 rounds to 3 at half time. EG will be annoyed that those 2 rounds at the end just soured what was a brilliant performance.
Yeah, it's a tough end of the half. They did manage to pick up that 15th round there. But it does seem like it slipped away a bit. From 11 to 1 to 12 to 3 isn't really what you want to do on the CT side. Now if fnatic can pick up this pistol, collect a few ecos, they definitely have a chance. And if there's any team that can do it, in my opinion, on train, I would take fnatic. Navi is obviously another team that has a pretty good opportunity in a really strong CT side train. But I expect to see after these pistol rounds, we'll see Forest and DSN opping and trying to lock down outer and inner respectively. So could be interesting, but this pistol rounds basically, in my opinion, could decide the match if EG takes it. I don't see any way fnatic can come back if they lose this pistol.
So we've said it once, we've said it a million times. Big pistol round. There's Nothing. Will sneak inside. He's got a colleague with him. They need in.
Pretty heavy inner take here early. Let the USB armor go out first.
Pushing forward as Nothing will make his way through the smoke. Fires up towards that top site. They can't seem to land that shot for love nor money. And Gux is allowed to get himself a frag onto Fraud. Gux has got 2. Storm does get one back, but EG missed their shots there. And they die as a result. Good for Nothing. Can't take it. And EG, you thought that there was a real opportunity for them there. They made a clean entry.
Yeah, they actually had the guy stuck on the top of a 3 train. I think there's 3 or 4 T's at least shooting at him. Unable to pick up that first frag. Gave fnatic a chance to rotate back, get numbers back on the inner bomb site. But EG did get the bomb down. They have a little bit of money in the bank. I know EG loves to force buy, so yeah, I would expect to see it here. And they do drop AKs to each other. So we'll have 2 AKs armors, Deag armor, and a couple guys with just Deagles. So pretty evenly matched fight coming into the second round. Famas versus AKs and Deagles.
Fraud is going to lead the assault back for them.
If they can catch fnatic off guard, maybe with an early pick from one of these AKs, could spell fnatic's demise. It's going to be really important here that Fraud collects an early headshot. And I would expect also that Nothing has the other gun. They're 2 best fraggers on the team. Depending on the money situation, obviously, who got kills first round could determine that.
He does have that second gun. He's lost 25 points of health, though, as a nade tied his shoelaces. And he will nade in towards that in the sight. fnatic, will they know that they're coming?
Well, they sniffed out the buy. A big kill right there from Karn. He's actually holding the AK down right there. So right now only 1 AK in the hands of EG. They actually probably picked it up right there. Another big frag from Force from the lower side.
This is all over. EG losing men, and Good for Nothing. The only one landing anything back, but he isn't going to be able to get that bomb down. And fnatic take the round 2-0, and now EG will have to save on this next round and will have to run that eco.
Yeah, great play from Karn. Not only did he spot the buy early, he also got a nade under the feet of a few EG players and then picked off nothing with a huge headshot long range from the M4. It's going to force EG to save, and it looks like we're going to get to a 12-6 scoreline, which is definitely doable if you're fnatic on the CT side.
Themselves up to a quick frag. Gux has got the final three, and awesome work here from fnatic. They are calm under pressure. I think that's the one big thing, because for those first two maps, it was all EG. They never lost the lead until the last round of that second map.
Yeah. Once again, we see fnatic fighting from behind. They've done it. They did it right, on Nuke probably 3 or 4 times in overtime and during regulation play. So they know they can do it. They only have one op right here, which is forced. I believe DSN still has a Colt in hand, but Gux with a quick pick.
And here we go with nothing making his way in. Can he find his frag onto Gux? No, he can't. DSN and Khan have 2 frags between them. Good for nothing is the last man standing. He is at that bomb train once again. He will put it down and get the money in the bank, but how far he goes from here will be good fortune if he can land anything else, and he can't. He's going to go to 4-0 fnatic.
Yeah, not much he could do there. 34 HP. Had to get the bomb down for money. And after that, it was just basically a wait and die situation. Not a terrible round from EG. They had a few situations there, especially at Ivy, where it was 1v1 fights, so they could have won. But once again, great play from fnatic, a good outer hold. And Karn stayed at home inner, picked off the 2 EG guys that tried to sneak the bomb in there. Great play all around from the Swedish guys.
Fraud will lead the assault for EG down the ladder. Quickly rush into towards that top side, get the go on, get right, and now makes his way across. Fantastic frag. This really is the renaissance of Fraud as he finds himself his hat-trick frag. Good for nothing goes down, but fnatic have fallen by the wayside as Fraud has stomped all over them, and Forrest now makes his way into the front of that bomb tray, dropped by Fraud's 4th frag. Khan is the last man standing. It would be fitting if Fraud could land his ace. Khan flashed out, and Fraud now, can he finish this off? Khan darts back with that M4. He's down to 67 points of health. The bomb is planted. Shots coming towards him. He's down to 36 points of health. Here we go. Pokes his head out, drops Fraud. And, well, I was ready to let rip. But Khan will now go through. It may not be sensational, but it's just as good because Storm finishes off the round, and it is 4-1 to fnatic in the second half. EG have done their damage, though, and score now is 13 rounds to 7.
Yeah, we're on pace this half to actually have a 12-3 scoreline, so if it all holds and we continue on this pace, we would be tied, but I expect fnatic is going to slip up here. I think EG has a chance to bring this back early. We'll see what happens.
Forrest with his AWP, trying to counter to the push from Lurpus. Nothing gets himself the frag back on the get right. Fraud and his AWP have done the damage. Nothing claims his second frag, and EG are rolling here. 3 frags to 1 as they make themselves known to the fnatic side that they will not go quietly into the night. This was not going to be an easy game for fnatic, and they have once again stated their attention and once again put the Swedes under the cosh. As DSN is going to be dropped, and EG are looking good, looking hot now as they take it to 14. And they've been in this position before, and we said, well, they've got a good 5-round cushion. This time they have to close it out. Can't go to overtime again.
Yeah, I'm not sure if fnatic can buy. They might just have to give up the ton of match points. I can't even count that high as it is. They may have bought. I'm not sure. I think it's a save from them, so really tough situation for fnatic. I'm actually kind of shocked at how they're playing. Usually Forrest zopping in or DSN zopping outer, and they appear to have switched it up here in the finals of this tournament, which is kind of a shock to me. They've run the other setup for a while, and it worked really well, so I'm not sure the reasoning behind it.
This is going to give them 7 match points for fnatic. I can't count that high.
I think it's 8 match points.
7.
I'm going 8. I'm going 8. My money's on 8.
You're right, they would have had 7, so it will be 8.
Any chance to call you out, I will do so.
I went for the mock, and you counted, and I was ready with a Sesame Street line on the count, and I think.
Yeah, 8 chances for EG here.
1.
They lost 6 in the last match, but I don't see it here. I don't see any way EG falls. Their T side is too strong. And fnatic just doesn't, to me, have the momentum or the gusto to really do this right here.
They do lack gusto.
Yeah, I don't even know if that's a word. That's
it is.
I don't even know how that's that's just insane by Fraud right there. Just peeks out. DSN's already holding the corner, but Danny Montana too quick for DSN, too quick for Forrest, and he's on the way to a win here, I think.
When was the last time you saw Fraud play this good?
It had to be, 2006, something like that, back when they were just dominating everything that they played.
Here we go. Gets 2 frags. He's not ready to give it up, but he hasn't got a choice as Fraud duly collects what must be a man of the match performance with the final frag of the game. It was a phenomenal match, really. 3 great maps. First on Dust 2, where EG picked it up. Second on Nuke, where fnatic came back and won it in a second overtime. But here on Train, it was all EG. Hirakanji, your closing thoughts?
Great play from EG all around. They had him beat on all 3 maps, in my opinion. Had him on Nuke, beat him on Dust 2, and beat him on Train. So really can't say anything, but they were the best team here. And right now they look really strong for a top 3 team in the world candidacy. So great play from EG. Really impressed by them. And I'm sure they're celebrating a bit right as we speak outside.
I'm sure they are. Congratulations to EG. They've won MSI's Beat It 2010 for Counter-Strike 1.6. fnatic have come second, but it's EG who are the champions. Thank you very much.